This tutorial will show you how to make this beverage koozie or beverage cozy, depending on how you like to call these things. This is made up in the basket weave stitch. This is one of my most favorite stitches or patterns. It's really easy to do, and to make this you'll need to know front post double crochet and back post double crochet. And if you don't know how to do those, I will do my best to go slow and be clear so that you can learn. This is the bottle version, and I also will show you how to make a can version, so no matter what vessel you prefer to drink your beverages out of, you are covered. I will also put in the written pattern adjustments for making these even larger, so you can make cozies for all sorts of things. This is a mason jar. You could also use this larger size for an Nalgene bottle. You could even use this for, to slide a potted houseplant down inside of. Anything that's sort of cylindrical that you want to put a decorative cover or cozy on, you can use this pattern for. I made these in acrylic worsted weight yarn. I think acrylic is probably best. If you use something like a cotton, it might absorb the condensation as your beverage sweats, and then it might get soggy. So just regular acrylic worsted weight yarn. I use a size H crochet hook, but you might need to go up or down depending on your gauge and your yarn, and I'll tell you during the tutorial, I'll show you how to make sure that this will fit your beverage. I think these koozies are really fun. They're perfect for the summertime. You can take them with you when you go to like backyard cookouts and keep your beverage cold, and you'll also know which one is yours. It's very important. If you make these koozies, I would love to see pictures. You can post them on my Facebook wall, or you can put them on your Ravelry project page, and I'll be sure to see them there. I'm going to start with a chain 3. So 1, 2, 3. Then I'm going to slip stitch in the third chain from the hook to form a ring. You could also start this with a magic ring. And from here I'm going to chain 3. This will act as your first double crochet, and I'm going to put 11 more double crochets in the ring. Okay, once you've added your 11th double crochet, so you should have 12 altogether, your beginning chain plus the 11, I'm going to slip stitch in the top of the beginning chain 3 to join the round. Now for round 2, I'm going to chain 3. That's going to be your first double crochet. And I'm going to put a second double crochet in that same space, like that. And I'm going to put 2 double crochets in each stitch around. So at the end of round 2, this is all the bigger that this is going to be made. This is for a regular beer bottle or a can. Let me see. We'll put the bottle on to show it's just the right size for a bottle, and a can is a little bit bigger around, but this koozie will have a little bit of stretch, so that'll work just fine. If you are crocheting this, if it doesn't seem like it's big enough, you can go up in a hook size and redo that circle just to make sure that this is going to fit properly. Or if it seems way too big, you can use a smaller hook size. But this 2 rounds is generally perfect for a regular beer bottle or a can. So now I need to join this round, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to join by slip stitching into the front loop of the top of the chain 3, the beginning chain 3. So I'm just going to slip stitch into that front loop, the loop that's closest to you, and then I'm going to chain 3. This will act as your first double crochet, and in that same loop I'm going to put a double crochet. Then in the front loop, let's see if I can get a little bit closer. Okay, so in the front loop of each of the next stitches, just in the front loop, we're going to put double crochets, 1 double crochet in each stitch all the way around. And the reason why I like to go only in the front loop is because it sort of makes a sharper transition between the bottom and the sides. So this is the other loop, and it kind of makes a ridge, so this will stand straight up from the bottom. If you were crocheting in the whole stitch, it would kind of curve a little bit, and that would be fine. It's not, you know, not a big deal, but I do like the way that this looks with it, like kind of a ridge and a nice flat bottom and a nice straight side. So I will just continue putting 1 double crochet in each stitch in the front loop of each stitch all the way around. Okay, when you finish the first row of the side, you're just going to slip stitch to the top of the beginning chain 3 and you'll want to go under both loops. This is just a regular slip stitch. So slip stitch in the top of the beginning chain 3 to finish row 1 of the sides. Now we're going to chain 3. That will act as our first double crochet. And now we're going to do front and back post double crochets. So I'm going to try to go slowly in case you've never done a front and back post double crochet. If you're familiar with the front post and back post double crochet, I'll tell you all you're going to be doing is 1 front post double crochet in the first 3 stitches, then 1 back post double crochet in the next 3 stitches, then 1 front post double crochet in the next 3 stitches. And we can catch up together later. If you've never done a front post or a back post double crochet, I'll try to go slow. If you have any questions, you can always ask in the comments and I'll do my best to help you out. So this is your first stitch. Zoom in. Now normally you would insert your hook here. But what we're going to do is we're going to go around the post of the stitch. And this is going to be a double crochet. So we'll start by yarning over, and we're going to insert our hook underneath the post of the first double crochet. So this is what it looks like on the back side and the front side. Now just like a regular double crochet, we're going to yarn over and pull up a loop. And we have 3 loops on our hook. And from here it's exactly the same as a regular double crochet. Yarn over and pull through 2, and then yarn over and pull through 2. So that's what it looks like on the front, and that's what it looks like on the back. Okay, the next stitch is exactly the same. I'm going to go just a little bit faster. So yarn over, insert the hook behind the post, so coming from the front side, yarn over and pull up a loop. Yarn over and pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2. In the third stitch, we're going to put another front post double crochet, yarn over, go from the front behind the post, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2. Now for the next 3 stitches, we're going to do back post double crochets. And that's pretty much the same as the front post, but instead of going from the front, you're going to go from the back. So yarn over, and then from the back, you're going to insert your hook into the front of the stitch, going from the back, yarn over, pull up a loop, and then just like a double crochet, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So in the next stitch, yarn over, from behind, go around the post, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And in the last of the 3 stitches, yarn over, go from behind, around the post, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So we've done 3 front post double crochets, 3 back post double crochets, and that's your repeat. Back off a little bit. So you're going to go 3 front posts, 3 back posts, 3 front posts, 3 back posts, all the way around. And that's why you needed a a multiple of 6, so that you have your front posts, your back posts, and your back around. You'll do your front post, your back posts. Okay, so I will go all the way around, do 3 front post double crochets, three back post double crochets, and then 3 front posts and 3 back posts until you get all the way around to the beginning again. At the end of the second row of the side, you're just going to slip stitch into the top of your beginning chain 3 to join the round. Okay, and this is what you look like so far. So this is from the outside, and this ridge is formed from the back post double crochet, and these what do they call this, vertical ridges are from the front post double crochet. So horizontal ridges from the back post, vertical ridges from the front post. So now for this will be row 3 of the sides. You're going to start with a chain 3, and then for this row and the next row you're going to just mimic what's already here. So these are front post double crochets, and you're just going to put a front post double crochet in the front post double crochet. So you have 3 of those. Then your next 3 stitches are back post double crochets. So you're going to put back post double crochets in those back post double crochets. So the repeat of this basket weave pattern is 3 rows. So you'll do 3 rows of the same and then you'll switch. So this is the second row of your post double crochets. At the end of this row, you're just going to slip stitch into the top of the beginning chain 3 to join your round. So this is what it looks like. This is our second row of post stitches, so you'll see you have your second ridge, and these vertical ridges are just growing taller. So now for the third row of post stitches, so this is the 4th row altogether because your first row was just double crochets. Let's call this row 3 of the pattern. You're gonna chain 3 and you're just gonna mimic what's already here. So front post double crochets in the front post double crochets, and back post double crochets in the back post double crochets, and just continue all the way around. Okay, so just like all the other rows, at the end of this row, slip stitch into the top of the beginning chain 3 to join the round. And we'll look at what we have. So we have 1 row of double crochets. We'll call that our foundation row. Then we have 3 rows of post stitches, and this is one like pattern repeat. So you'll see you have 3 ridges on your horizontal rows, and now we're going to switch. So everywhere that we had been front post double crocheting, we're going to back post double crochet. And everywhere we had been back post double crocheting, we're going to front post double crochet. So this is going to be the beginning of a second set of 3 rows. So this is actually row 5 of the side, but it's row 1 of the repeat. So we're going to start with a chain 3. And here, this is our first stitch, and this was front post double crochet. We're going to now do this back post double crochet. So yarn over, go around this post, pick up the yarn, and pull up a loop. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. This is the second stitch. Yarn over, go from behind, go around the post, pick up a loop, pull through 2, pull through 2. And this is the third stitch. Yarn over, from behind, drop a loop, pull through 2, pull through 2. Okay, so now the next 3 stitches, these were back post double crochets. So now these are going to become front post double crochets. Yarn over, insert your hook from the front around the post, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. This is the next stitch. This is now going to be a front post double crochet, and this is the last one. Now a front post double crochet. Okay, and then just continue all the way around. So this is row 1 of the repeat. At the end of this row, just like all the other rows, slip stitch in the top of the beginning chain 3 to join the round. Okay, so this is what it look like now. So these were the 3 rows of the last set, and here where you had these horizontal rows, because you switched, now here you have vertical rows. And here where you had vertical rows, you now have a horizontal ridge. So that's how it makes sort of the basket weave. This alternating of 3 rows will make the pattern. So now for row 2 and 3 of the repeat, which makes this row 6 and 7 of the side, you're just going to chain 3 and you're going to mimic what's already there. So this was back post in the last row, so it's back post for this row and for the next row. Row 2 and 3 of the repeat, or row 6 and 7 of the side. Okay, and the next 3 stitches are now front post double crochets. So we're gonna make them front post double crochets in this row and continue all the way around. I'm gonna do this row and the next row since they're just the same, and I'll meet you back here in just a second. Here is the end of row 7. We have now 2 complete repeats of 3 rows. So this was, well, you started with 1 row of double crochet, so that's our foundation row. Then 3 rows going this way. Then we switched and did 3 rows going this way. So you can see how it sort of looks like they're interlocking, sort of like a basket weave. Okay, so all you have to do from here is repeat these 3 rows. And so this will be row 8, and you're going to start with your chain 3. And since we're on the row 1 of your repeat, of your 3-row repeat, you're going to switch. So these back post double crochets become front post double crochets, and the front post double crochets become back post double crochets. Then you repeat that for 2 more rows. So hopefully you understand. I hope I'm not confusing you more, but you're just doing these multiples of these 3 rows, and after the 3rd row you're going to change, and that's how you get this sort of pattern. And the length that you make it, it just depends on what you want your final object to be used for. So I think what I figured was you would want 4 repeats. So this is 2. Do this 2 more times for a beer bottle, or you can do 3 repeats and it would be good for a can. So let me put 1 more repeat here and I'll come back and show you how this looks on a can. So this is after I put the 3rd repeat, so I had added 3 more rows, and I think this is a perfect size for a can. I'm just going to put a border around the top edge just to make it look a little bit more finished. So to do that, I'm just going to chain 1 and put 1 single crochet in each stitch all the way around. Okay, at the end of your single crochet border, just slip stitch into that first chain 1 to finish this off. And when you're making this, to make full repeats, you're gonna, if you want to make this taller, you'd have to add 3 rows. So if it's only a little bit too short and you don't want to add a whole other inch worth of the pattern, you could just do maybe, 1 or 2 rows of single crochet, or you could make this a half double crochet border or something, just to kind of, make it maybe half of an inch instead of a full inch of this pattern. So we'll put this can in. You can see that it does stretch pretty well, so it's nice and tight on there. It's not going to fall off or anything. And that's how it looks on a can. So, you know, it's a little bit short. If you wanted to, you could, you know, do another couple borders if it's just single crochet, or you could have made that single crochet, half double crochet. But I don't think that a whole other, you know, pattern would fit. So that's how it looks on a can. I'm going to take off the border, put one more pattern, so 3 rows, to make it long enough to go on a bottle. Okay, so now I've added a 4th pattern, and then I did the border again. This time I did half double crochet. You could pretty much do, you know, however you wanted. But let me put this bottle in here. Back up a little bit. See how this fits. That's how it looks on a bottle. Okay, so then the only thing left to do is just weave in these loose ends and just use a tapestry needle, weave them back through the work, and your project is finished. I'm so glad you decided to check out my video today. If you like what you saw, give me a thumbs up, and make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the next one. If you want to check out the description box, I'll put links to my Facebook and my Pinterest account so you can follow me there. And thanks so much for watching.